Welcome to Life's Hidden Curriculum, a podcast designed for Philadelphia teens and young adults that helps connect them to resources and information needed for adulthood. My name is Quan King, and I'm your host and curator of this content intended to get you the info and understanding necessary to make informed and smart decisions. You can find even more information on the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com. And now, today's episode. I want to take a moment really quick and let you know that the content you're about to hear has been generated by Andrew and Izzy, AI. As such, it's always important to make sure you verify information that you get from any source, no matter how legit it sounds. I've listed all my resources and references in the archive on the website at lifeshiddencurriculum.com, so you can do your own due diligence, aka research. If you like any of these topics and want me to go into greater detail, hit me up in the comment section or send a message on the website using the contact link. All good? All right, here we go.
We often think of media violence as just, kids imitating what they see, but the sources point to something deeper.
They do. What's fascinating is the physiological angle.
Huh?
We're learning that chronic exposure, especially to really violent or fast-paced content, might not just change behavior. It could actually impact neurodevelopment itself.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So the conversation right now is, look, it's all about social media's impact on youth mental health.
And rightly so.
Absolutely. But today we want to dive into what feels like a massive blind spot. Traditional media. We're talking film, TV, music, even video games.
Exactly. Our mission here is to really show you how these older forms of media act as a primary environmental factor on the developing brain.
And we're talking about ages 13 to 25, roughly.
Yeah, that crucial period where the prefrontal cortex, your center for judgment, for impulse control, is still very much under construction.
We often think of media violence as just, kids imitating what they see, but the sources point to something deeper, don't they?
They do. What's fascinating is the physiological angle.
Huh?
We're learning that chronic exposure, especially to really violent or fast-paced content, might not just change behavior. It could actually impact neurodevelopment itself.
Wow.
We're talking about potential physical deficits in the brain's ability to self-regulate.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The sources have, decades of data on this. There's one longitudinal study that just stands out. The one, high exposure to TV violence at age 8, and it directly correlates with a higher likelihood of arrest as an adult.
Decades later, it's a stunningly long-lasting cognitive cost. It shows that watching this content weakens what we call behavioral inhibition control.
So their internal stop sign, basically.
Exactly. And that deficit doesn't just stop when the credits roll. It affects them in school, in social situations, everywhere.
And one of the key mechanisms here is what the sources call providing behavioral scripts.
Yeah, social learning theory. Traditional media literally hands young people a blueprint for how to act.
We see this so clearly with substance use.
Oh, it's almost eerie. The frequency of alcohol or drug use you see in films directly puts youth at higher risk.
And the rise and fall of substance mentions in, popular music lyrics.
It aligns almost perfectly with actual national youth substance use data. It's a powerful, powerful script.
So let's connect this to the bigger picture. How do the risks of traditional media differ from social media? Because that's what everyone is focused on.
It really boils down to content versus mechanics.
Content versus mechanics. Okay.
With traditional media, the risk is driven by the content itself, the violence, the unrealistic ideals, and that leads to things like desensitization.
But with social media,
The risk is the platform's mechanics. It's the algorithms, the instant feedback, the constant social comparison, and that leads to more internalizing issues like anxiety and depression.
that distinction is so important. But I mean, traditional media isn't all bad. Narratives can be incredibly powerful for good, too.
Absolutely. Quality stories can foster empathy, emotional intelligence. The sources talk about narrative transportation theory.
Where you get so immersed, you sort of vicariously experience what the characters do.
Yes, and that builds real perspective-taking skills.
Then paradoxically, there are even cognitive gains from, get this, video games.
Even some violent ones.
Right. First-person shooters have been shown to improve spatial thinking skills. That's a measurable gain that actually helps in STEM fields.
Which just highlights how important active mediation is. The sources are really clear on this.
So parents co-viewing with their teens.
Yeah, and having non-judgmental discussions about it. It's about helping them process what they see and comparing it to, your family's values.
So the call to action here is really about content hygiene, media literacy, teaching kids to choose content based on quality, not just what's sensational.
And the sources use a great term for this,
Yeah.
eudaimonic quality content that makes you think deeply about morality, not just feel a quick thrill.
Right.
So when you step back, you see traditional media supplied these foundational scripts for body image, for conflict, for everything.
And social media just put them on steroids.
Exactly, and amplified them. So that leaves you with an important question to think about. If our goal is to promote that eudaimonic high quality content, how do we even measure the impact of something designed to make us think deeply versus content that's just designed to make us feel good?
Thanks for listening to another episode on Life's Hidden Curriculum Podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube as we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. If you like this content and want to support, head over to the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com, and click donate. Also, I'm always looking for guests to share their stories, especially if it can help the next generation. Hit me up using the contact link. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more.